Hello, and welcome to Pillars of Eternity. Right, let's go to the fishery. We have things to do there. Gods, it's freezing out here. Let's get this over with quickly. I'll go inside. Most are regretting having a fish still at the inn. One of the fishermen said they found a body in one of the barrels once. According to the town's records, the fishery doesn't export much these days. Why do they keep it open? It's an uneasy, unnecessary drain on the resources better spent on the White Forge and the mines. They still need to eat, you know. Closing down the fishery could help convince the investors that Starward is serious about maintaining its prosperity. Keeping the fishery open will foster goodwill and cooperation with the future representatives from Defiance Bay. Yes, many of these people do stake me as a stubborn type. I suppose keeping the fishery open would be a conscious and investors are willing to make it. It keeps relations friendly. One last thing, totally unrelated to the trade agreement. I heard that you killed Grinda, the last fisherman. What happened? She looked like she had about to repeat the question, but changed her mind. I'm heading over to Stowen's mines next. My clients are concerned about the security and safety of the mines. Meet me there when you're ready. Oh right, this is the house I actually haven't visited yet. Let's take a look.
Would I interest you in a new blade?
Sure, I'll take a look in a moment. Cocoa. Infused with vital essence, maximum endurance and maximum health goes down. Huh. You know, if you combine it with milk and sugar, maybe it would be great. Okay, come on. The shopkeeper's clothes seem a little nicer, if not terribly warm, compared to what you've seen around Starward. His hair is impeccably coiffed, and his rosy cheeks look like they've barely been touched by the mountain's wind. Welcome, welcome. I've got arms and armor, all top quality, or perhaps you'd like to see the potions. Please do have a look around. The Twin Sink binds with Rogue, Ranger, and a Cipher. Twin Sink has a crossbow with a natural design. It is built to fire two bolts before requiring a reload. Few are practical uses as such weapon that would be worth the trade-off of the extra weight. This item, however, was built to fulfill a very particular need. I can purchase it if I need to. Binds with a Rogue, a Ranger, and a Cipher. Could purchase it for you, but you know, I don't think we're gonna use you anymore. Now this looks nice. The Coward Coat. The Right Lord of Lauren Tarning found himself in the an unviable position of being caught in war between two branches of his own family, fought over hunting rights to certain land that were joint owned. While most family members found it easy to choose the side, Laurel could not bring himself to take up arms against anyone in his large extended family. He had this brigandine decorated in 2 stones, each representing the opposing family's banners, and had the local spell rites imbuing it with the power to raise wall of prayers, which he hoped to use to keep the side divided on the battlefield. When the 2 sides met in combat, he rode out to the center of the battlefield, raising briar patched and waved to both sides, calling out for them to stop their mad feud. Unfortunately, his decorative background had the opposite effect of what he intended, as each side read it as being the uniform of the other. He was felled by a rain of arrows from both directions. When his family realized he had died, they put their battle on hold and discussed peace. Then they began to argue about Worrell would be buried, and the feud began anew. Okay, now I have to purchase that. Now this helmet looks cool. And we have this one already, the Stag helmet. Immune to stuck, yes. Once again he has this one, Ring of Celadon, usable by wizards. When Grave Adamant passed the 10-year treaties on the anniversary of the War of the Black Tree, he outlawed the looting of Gwydian ruins. While this was a popular move amongst the Glenfathians, as well as the frontier villagers who frequently found themselves the subject of tribes' vengeance, it was an unwelcome change to the traders and adventurers who had made their living selling Gwydian artifacts. Well, they should have known better, really. Quite a few vendors, however, took to commissioning and selling replicas. Many fakes were so skillfully made that even the scholars had difficulty distinguishing between them and the ciphers, or sometimes hard to attest the authority of the high-valued objects. Angua Adra armor actually was taken from the ruins near Court of Rowick ashes, but it so closely resembled 2 known fakes that famously passed through Defiance Bay and Salon before the Animancer in Bandra recognized its authenticity. I don't know. I do like how it looks, so I'm gonna get that. I mean, I can throw money in the garbage, why not? This one gives you athletic. The Cloak of Protection. Defense when stunned, and while in prone. This armor was forged in honor of the Redcrean monk Ruthgar, who came to believe that as long as no enemy could inflict more pain upon him than he could upon himself, he could never truly be subjected by anyone. Conscripted by his government to quell the uprising inspired by St. Wilden's Ruthgraft, Rugenfar, let's call him Rugenfar, very slowly read that name, became a frightful presence on the battlefield. For every injury he sustained at the hands of an enemy, he would inflict one twice as severe, drawing strength from the pain. That enabled him to fight through the injuries that would have caused anyone else to collapse on the ground. He would change his enemies, covered in blood, with tears in his skin, from hand to feet, on his foe, would shrink inside of him, believing that he did that. It was not their power to injure such a man. Near the end of the rebellion, when the rebels had put all but overthrown the government, Rugenfar found himself in battle defending against St. Wilden's main forces. Accounts claim that he was the last one of the side to remain alive, and he was approached by St. Wilden himself in the end. As the story goes, the living god looked him over and gave a slight bow, permitting him to fall upon his own blade, that he might remain free. The armor bears the many artificial scars, added by the blacksmith, to make this wearer as imposing as a figure that inspired it, though it wears its real scars with equal pride. I guess athletic +2. Boots of evasion, we have 1 pair. Sanguine Pale's helm. Despite popular assumption, the Sanguine Pale was not named for its blood-separated parents. It was originally owned by a barbarian from Rutai, and while his combat style would frequently leave the sanguine blade in need of good polishing, it was actually named, in reference to the owner's jolly nature. He was popular around town and the taverns of the nearby ports, where he was quick to buy friends the visitors drinks and glad to hear the news from abroad. However, his seemingly inexhaustible good humor was counterweighted by his hair-trigger temper, and it was said that none who actually saw him in bad mood lived to tell the tale. We just know about it, apparently. With dry jerky. Yeah, sure. Snow cap. Haven't seen this one, have I? Gravestead is a dangerous drug made from a mixture of various mushrooms and pieces of fungus-infected adra. It allows the user more clarity, perception and structure of soul, housed or otherwise. When the drug expires, the user is temporarily blinded. Yeah, sure, let's purchase it. I like drugs. And what about this? Weird-tongued. A weak form of meat is found only yes. This gives you will and defense against frightened and terrified. Oh, so it's kind of like whiskey. And redcreas or recreants when they travel. Due to redcreas' strict law about intoxications, when Brunk has relatively low alcohol content, priests of Iotas regularly visit distilleries to ensure they are following the letter of the law. It is common for well-traveled redcreans to speak their supply when they travel to neighboring countries. Anything else? Yeah, purchase the brain. Do you have a Kraken's eye? Honestly, it doesn't seem like you do. Alright, let's take a look at this, shall we? So that might upgrade I imbued it with. It's not very helpful. Exceptional. Armor speed penalty. Rigged bearers and endurance drops below 51%. Okay, let's take a look at this helmet then. Huh, Ether. Yeah, I knew I was remembering this. And it does fit you well. And this one doesn't fit you at all. Again, it's because I like the turban on her. I'm gonna keep it for now. Defense while stunned and when prone. Anyway. Keep it like that. And we can think about that later. Okay, that's a lot of money we spend on garbage, usually. But then again, what else was I gonna do with the money, right? Okay. Let's go to the mines.
Mila, where have you got to this time?
This woman looked at me like she used to be hearing bad news. She shook her head and held up her hands before you. Look, you can tell Hammond that I ain't seen Miller all day, and besides, he ought to keep better eye on the shop. He don't want little, unspoken around. I think you've mistaken me with someone else. Oh, I didn't recognize you. You're the one who opened the battery, aren't you? It's just that my daughter, Mila, I mean, she spent time over at Hammond's stand, gets underfoot. Figured he sent someone over to complain about her again. But you ain't hear about her, huh? You don't know where your child is? She backs away like she's been slapped. I didn't say that, but it's hard keeping track of her. What with all the commotion around here lately. You have any idea where she might be? She has been out for quite a while now. That's nothing new. Still, I can't help but worry about, she's gone and gotten herself into some trouble. If you could keep an eye out for her while you're in town, I'd be greatly appreciative. I'll make sure she's not in any trouble. Oh, thank you. Everyone is busy these days. With the mines and the forge opening back again, it's kind of, you to help, okay? It's something. Do you recognize this place? Mountains and a cave. A lot of these in these parts. Those lines there could be standing stone, like the ones in Whitestone Hollow. I don't know why she would go there. Is there a place she likes to run up to? Harmon's Empyrean. Has problem with looking at things instead of touching them. Hunter's been on my back the past few days to keep her away. Might her father know where she is? Please don't worry him. He is enough trouble as a job already. She smiled weakly. Truly, Audie appreciate what you did opening the battery. Back the folks like us, Logar, are making good money patching up all the damage out in front. Please don't set his mind spinning around how Miller is. I won't tell him, don't worry. Just stay away from him. Word is you couldn't keep a secret if your life depends on it. She winked as soon as the last word left her mouth, then shrugged apologetically. Hey, don't worry about it.
I shall be discreet.
It's not about secrets, I just like to lie to people. Traffus. Nope. So... we have never been inside this place, have we? Maybe there are some quests there we can activate. Actually, now that we've purchased some brains, maybe I can upgrade one of my armors or weapons. Make it exceptional. Go ahead. And this one. Why the bloody hell not?
slow and silent.
No, please! You've got the wrong man! I don't remember any of this!
Was there supposed to be a voice there? I don't know. A stern-faced woman approached me. Her already impressive frown is only emphasized by the slight underbite. She folded her arms. Nesta mentioned someone would be coming along. Be careful where you wander. These mines are still crawling with all sorts of pests. We haven't been able to clear them out yet. Of course you have experience with this sort of thing, I hear. Guess we have you to thank for opening the battery. I'm Ismay, the foreman. We've been keeping busy around here since the battery's fires were lit. A little busier than I'd like sometimes. Nice to see that I've made a name for myself. If you're half as good as they say, we could definitely use your help. Things are hard enough around here with the local wildlife. Last thing we needed to deal with was a murder. Of all things. Tell me about this murder. You probably saw Gamel getting carried off. Found him by the body of the another miner, Summit. We've lost quite a few miners recently, most just vanished. Summit's been the first cops to stick around, who may have caught Gamel, but we haven't been able to find the bodies. You know, if anyone can help us put all this to rest, it's you. I'd like to be able to give these miners' families some answers, even if it's bad news. Tell me about Gamel. Don't know him too well, certainly never poked him for a killer. I'd say you'd better off questioning him yourself. See if he'll tell you anything. Or where he stashed the corpse. What do you know about the victim? His body is up the tunnels to the east. Folks say you've got a knack for making sense of corpses like Darwin Rose thought. I'll look into it. I appreciate the help. We certainly need it.
Let's see what we got.
Okay, we have 2 books. Okay, let's say we want to make you exceptional. Yeah, I can do that. No, it's a better armor than this one. Okay. Is that for a dot? Stalwart Militia. We're not going down there yet. Look out, Serps! Oh, wow. That's quite a lot of them, in fact.
I'm stuck over here.
You know, if we die because of Serps, I'll be incredibly annoyed.
Yes?
Lava will be on sea.
Where is it, Mac?
Are you?
Why, pathetic little elemental. Take him out. Okay. Use it on this guy.
La Baru.
Leave it to me.
Take down the archer. And then this guy.
Hey.
Not bad. Not bad at all. You could have helped, you know, anyway.
Slow and silent.
Serfs.
You see Gamel?
How could I miss it? Looks like he went swimming in Samuth's blood.
Blazes. Never would have pegged him for a freak.
Nesta. It's impressive how quickly Stewart responded to mine and got it operational. However, I'm concerned about the behavior of one of the miners. They seem erratic, confused. It won't look good on my report. I'll look into it.
Quietly now.
Still hanging around here? What can I do for you? About those missing miners. How are the mines holding up? Tana did most of the work wiping this place into shape before I got here. She's getting on in years. In the end, she felt it was better to hand things off. She still drops occasionally to make sure the workers are in order. It's fairly clear why Gama is under suspicion. His face was spattered with blood. His hands are bound, but I could see blood and scars on the flesh under his fingernails. Kamal's posture is hunched, and tears had dragged track around the layer of gore on his face. I found myself the target of a pleading expression the moment I set sights on him. I have a few questions to ask. He looked up at me, wide-eyed. As he opened his mouth to speak, I noticed that his teeth and lips are also stained with blood. Please, it's like I told him. I don't know what happened. I can't remember a thing. There's no way I could have done that to Samath. Wait for him to settle down. Kamal swallowed, ducking his head, and fell silent. What is the last thing you remember? Tarek shaking me awake. I was on the floor. Samath was curled up nearby, and he was dead. That's all. There is an hour just gone. One of my head. Who is Tarek? He handled the construction in the tunnels. There was a cave-in on the north, and he and the others have been working on cleaning it for a while now. He must have had grabbed supplies for the crew when he found me. What is it that you do here? I'm just a dragsman. Load the cars, get ore from here to there. I do whatever they ask me to do. I haven't lived in Starward long. Heard they needed more hands to work the mines though. Thought I could make a fresh go of it. Maybe even see the battery. Why is this happening to me? Where are the other miners? I don't know. Nobody knows where the miners have gone. I swear it. I didn't have anything to do with this. Tell me where they are, and I'll ask Foreman to be lenient with you. I would tell you if I knew, but I don't. I don't have any idea what's going on. Please, I'm telling the truth. That is all, for now.
Quietly now.
Let's see what we got.
Aren't you mining the battery? They had mines there
Keeping
as
an
well,
eye
you
out.
know. Right, after the
Let's see what
serfs
we
are
got.
dead. A confused miner. Why did you look a crystal away? Why punish us like this? Need something? We're trying to get this place cleared out. What are you doing in here anyway? I heard you were the one who found Kamau. I have some questions. I'm looking into the recent disappearances. Can I ask you a few questions? Glad someone's finally taking an interest in what's been going on around here. Sure, ask away. Where did you find Kamau? Found him out to the east, hunched over Sammon's dead body. The state of him, though. He'd gone feral or something. One of your workers was acting a little strangely. Notice that, have you? Thing is, it's someone to do with the sulfur. After they are sent to fetch it from the east mines, they all come back, little all. Got some of them wandering in circles, talking to themselves. Didn't seem to last once they were outside of the mines. The eastern mines seems to be to be the site of a lot of trouble. I guess it's gas bubbling up from the underground, coming out with the sulfur, messing with the people's heads. Knew a guy once, Lungfuf. He decided to strike off all his clothing and run hollow throughout the tunnels. We all got the eyeball, but at last he didn't hurt anyone. Be careful if you are here over there. Callan uses constructs digging any doubt as guards. Just give her a heads up. You're on the way, maybe. What was Killan's job here? I have her picking out some of the potential sites for the new tunnels at the moment. Otherwise, she wrangles the construction mostly these days. Her aim is to have the constructs do more of the dangerous work. You'd have to ask her how she's getting on with that. I never liked those things myself. Has anyone from your crew gone missing? Not a one, guess. Okay, guess we've been lucky.
Laying low.
Could it be those constructs killing people? Roots of stability.
I'll keep an eye out.
Sammon's body is laid out clumsily. I can see that his throat has been torn out, and his face deep scratched. His hands are stained light yellow, okay?
Nice and quiet.
A nice throw. And serfs. Great.
Ready, Watcher.
He's coming very slowly. Try to pick off one of them.
Got an arrow
Heather, I need you here.
to this one.
Doors.
Okay. Use this. Run in and take him out. The rest fall back. Really? Fall back, damn it.
I'm here.
Leave it to me! That's it!
Take him.
I'm here. I'm here. No, he can't be!
Okay, those serfs are stronger than I thought they'd be. Again, they're serfs, they shouldn't be that powerful. Go in and help him.
Stand together! I'm here.
And you rest my knee.
That's it! Hell, night! Let him take me!
Okay. Maybe I should have used that.
Ah, like word that's rough!
Good work, you two.
Slow and silent.
Definitely need to rest now. Okay, Aloth. I mean, Ether.
You're not getting through me. Hey.
Stand together! I'm here.
Francis!
Okay. How many times do you need to be knocked down? You've been knocked down once, you need to be taken down 5 times.
Nice and quiet.
So by very complicated calculations, which no one can ever understand, I've concluded that we need to be knocked down 4 more times. So,
Yeah!
use that.
Sit!
Just like mama.
Nice hit.
I'll see what I can find.
Great, everyone, run. Itamaki, you need to stay, and you
Hey.
go in. And now you guys run here. Okay, paralyze him. Not needed then. Oh, for the lava. Oh, wait. This one next.
I'm here.
Well,
Not a sound.
our best damage dealer is kind of wounded.
I'll take a look.
I'm here.
I need you to stay in the back.
Hey,
I need you. Once per rest. Okay, that won't help. Damage reduction. Is there anything else that can revive you? Maximum endurance, reflection, deflection.
hey.
The thing is, he's not that wounded. Do you have anything that can revive him? Okay, who's gonna carry this?
Ready,
Sagami
Watcher.
seem to be fine. So let's take this, give it to Sagami.
Hey,
Right here.
Ready, Watcher.
hey.
I'll take a look.
Let's hope this will work fine.
Ready, Watcher. Got an arrow for this one.
Hey. Hey.
Ready, Watcher.
Hey, you're not getting through me.
After him, Itamaki.
Stop him in his tracks. Oh, you can use a total of 7 times. Okay, good.
Big fella's down.
Now here's a fun question. You are healing faster than you are being wounded, so that's great. It seems like a waste, that's why I didn't revive him.
All right then.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher.
Hey.
Right. Carolyn, fall back here.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's read a book and rest. We probably need to use those summoning objects a little bit more. Right, let's take a look. Adron's Hands. Abaddon's Hands. Of all the stories of all the gods, no doubt one of the most charming is the legend of Abaddon's Hands. In some cultures, Abaddon's hands are tiny, cheerful creatures that hide in the walls, in the cracks between the praying stone. In others, they are silent men of stone who roam distant lands. In all such tales, however, they are all Abaddon's constructs, built in the image of continuous and this good work and creation, strong and wondrous things in the world. Thus upon spying a mighty mountain peak, or a row of Adra pillar, or another natural marvel, parents and nursemaids will tell young children that these are the works of Abaddon's hands. Such is the appeal of Abaddon as a deity, as it is through the legend that we recognize familiar shapes in the natural world. Thus, when we see a landform that resembles a colonnade, or an arched gate, or a mighty home, we see a hand and purpose at work that is not unlike our own, and while Abaddon's own identity and construction is aligned to some, to many of us, his crude yet practical shape is comforting, while the other gods take the form of birds, beasts, and sea, Abaddon takes the shape of our most common tools and constructions. His debasement is the body of iron, elevated to our own work and labor, and it offers us a grand hope. For if a god could rebuild himself out of iron, what would make kith create with their own hands? And we've already read this book. Yes, we have it 5 times already. Great.
Laying low.
Okay, there are still spiders to kill. Let's rest though, not forget the most important part.
Hey.
Good. Knock him down, both. Fine, paralyzed. At last, this little guy. Now that wasn't so hard, was it?
Hey.
A peek inside these shallow barrels reveals a glimmering stare of many eyes. brutal.
Laying low.
This one's ours, so be careful not to squish him.
Hey.
Okay. Flesh constructs. Kalan. Oh, those guys are gonna turn hostile. Hey there, hang on just a moment. Stand down, the customer stomp instantly, limbs going limp in their side. There we are. Now, what can I do, Ori? I'm looking into the disappearance of the miners, or Ismay. Can you answer some questions? Suppose so. Not sure how much help I can to be. Tark's the one that found Gamel. Do you think Gamel's responsible? Sure looks like that way, seeing as he's got a bit of smirk in his teeth. You control these constructs. That's right, pretty solid works, seeing that they don't eat, sleep or go crazy, kill their workmakers. Not as often as usual miners, so anyway. Have you noticed any strange behavior in the other miners? Mining is a rough work, and the best of times. It's why I like using the constructs. I think these tunnels just start to get out to people over time. Never thought Kamel would snap like that, but sometimes, yeah, folks start acting a little strange, like when, who was it? You know, my memory's been acting up lately. I'm starting to think Tarek might be onto something with these gas theories of his. Swing on by, if you have any more. With a sudden convulsive ripple, her posture changes. She hunched forward, and her arms dangled loosely in her side. Brothers, sisters, Terranut is here. Follow her gaze. I took a moment to look behind myself. I don't see anything of note, and the companions look similarly baffled. When I turned back, the woman has drawn significantly closer. We've been looking for you. We know what you've done. Her legs struggled forward in a slow, pondering step, as if she might collapse under her own weight. And at any moment, step forward. You take a few cautious steps forward, putting you within arm's reach. Take him away. Lock him up until we get what we want. The constructs behind her turn as one. They crawl fingers and ready. Knock Callan out. Your fist scratch along Callan's temple, leaving her startled but largely uninjured. Her eyes wide, Callan lunges forward. The construct charge towards you. Everyone, fall back here. Edda.
Hey.
It's gonna be fine. Now take them all down. Utamaki, I need you out of there now. Slow. We just have to be patient, okay? Okay, can you knock her out? Use this.
That's not very...
She's near dead already. need that pain block right away. Still not enough. Focus. What did you do? Oh, it's a gunny mixture.
It's not very helpful.
Still not enough.
Yes.
That's it.
It's no use.
Okay, now. Oh, of course. That won't even bloody count now.
Nothing I can do.
Knock him down. Do the same for him. Go a little bit closer.
Stand together.
That's not very.
So yours.
That's it.
Oh man. Waste opportunity, I call it.
Nice and quiet.
Rest grants clarity, passive. Defense against blinded, weakened, unconscious, terrified, stunned, shocked, distracted, prone, petrified, paralyzed. Yeah. Exceptional breastplate and exceptional rod. This dark barrow extends deep into the wall and the mines. Unlike the miners' tunnels, the walls here have almost slick texture. Interpressed with damp, pressing earth, a few paces past the entrance, the tunnel widens considerably. I found myself in a crossroads where the tunnel split off, 3 directions. 2 tunnels lead to the left and right, while the third stretches on ahead of you. I can feel a breeze, faint but steady, coming from the tunnels to your right. Yeah, no, we're getting out of here.
I shall be discreet.
A yellow tingled vapor guessed occasionally from these vents, leaving an arctic odor in the air.
Slow and silent.
Even for Stalwart, that's crazy.
Contract of sale. This document details the purchase of someone named Kalyan of handful of constructs for use in the sulfur mines. The seller appears to have been one of Galvino. Really? You might need to speak with him about that then. Miner's note. A set of fragment note is scribbled alongside illegibly on a scrap of parchment. Tunnels remember lamp. Keep hand on right wall, hallway, watch for spiders. Well, that may have been a clue to where we must go from here. I do hope we don't get ambushed. And I also do hope we do find ourselves some, you know... That's the word I was looking for. It's not loot. Anyway, I'm gonna end this episode here. So thank you all for joining me, and I'm gonna see you all next time. Goodbye.